Okay, Melanie, your writing makes really good sense. It sounds like and it's good that you've depicted some of the areas that you found problematic. Um, so that's good stuff right there. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look. So I think you're really effective here, and I think the most important thing here is that you understand rebus and how this translates our ideas and thoughts into a visual shorthand language for which the viewer can kind of assemble the thoughts and ideas. And this is directly relevant to infographics, of course, and data visualization. I think that's obvious, but it's also in a bigger picture, it's also specifically relevant to graphic design as a practice, in that basically as graphic designers, that's what we do on a daily basis, is kind of create this visual shorthand language for which to express more complex ideas in a compressed and expeditious manner. So I think you're getting rebus. That's more than obvious. One of the things I would recommend over here is that you're right now in these last three examples, you're moving down the composition, or at least in the last two examples. And that to me is a little unnatural because we read left to right, top to bottom. We don't just read top to bottom. So this is a little bit foreign, a little bit unusual for the viewer to be able to kind of transpose this thought process of reading left to right, top to bottom, to read top to bottom. I don't think it's as easily accessible as if it was presented this way, left to right. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at examples. You can plus and. What I would do is I would separate the you from the can and add a plus for the can and the and. So you can plus and, you can't, and then always, we need always. This one doesn't have always. It just says you can't get what you want. So we need always in there. So that one's out, right? You you can't always, can't use words. I would rather, I mean, boy, that's a tough one. I mean, always is tough. I think the infinity sign is a great solution for always. And G, E, and T, I think that's good for get. I think also if you say G plus wet, like maybe with some waves or some rain, you can't always get. And then what, you, and then W for want. So and then this one you, that's really effective. That might even be more effective than you. I like that a lot. Can't always get what you want. This is excellent. And want this, we need to really think about this. I think this is more effective for want, the W with the and. But this is really, really good. I think that if you, gosh, I don't know. I think boy, maybe even a scene where you have a person standing at a counter pointing to what they want and a clerk behind the counter. Do you see what I'm saying? What you want. But this is interesting too. So think about how you would depict want. I think this is the best depiction of want, the W with the and. So I mean, you definitely are getting it. I think that at this point, it's just a matter of really taking a very, very close look and thinking about how you can combine the successful elements of all of the examples into one final successful rebus. Now, one thing I would recommend is that you go ahead and show these to someone to get some further input. I mean, actually show them to your coworkers or your family or whoever you can nail down for a couple of seconds and say, hey, what do you think about this? This is the phrase. How do you think this works out? Get some ideas. See what works and really what doesn't work um, with immediate feedback as opposed to the critique board. It helps, definitely. Good news is you're definitely getting rebus, and the good news is that you're well on your way to a successful rebus. Let's just go ahead and think about how you're going to present and think about extracting the most effective components from each of your examples. All right, fantastic job, Melanie. Thank you so much for sharing. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. I'll be glad to make any necessary clarifications. Thank you very much.